Hi, my name is Christian Posta. I'm a global field CTO at solo.io. In the previous demo or previous video, we walked through the full steps for taking a SAML assertion, exchanging that into an ID-JAG, and then getting an access token to implement the cross-app access, or XAA, or ID-JAG, OAuth draft spec. That is also now in the MCP spec. But in this video, what we're going to do is going to take a look at simplifying the client or simplifying the AI agent. So all it has to worry about is the assertion, the SAML assertion, and agent gateway in the call to the external resource will transparently do the required token exchanges to then get the access token and inject the access token into the call on the way out to the external resource. So from the client or the AI agent side, it looks like it's making a call directly to the external resource. All of the ID-JAG mechanisms happen transparently to it. So now this makes it a lot easier for clients to adopt this standard without having to know all of the details about how it works. And then on the enterprise, through the ID-JAG mechanism, they get full control and audit about what tokens they're handing out for which scopes across identity domains. And they have a single location where they can implement the request time policies and authorization policies, as well as a consistent way of implementing the ID-JAG spec. So if we come back and take a look at our demo here, what we want to do is we want to log in. We're going to use SAML because SAML is one of the, OIDC is the alternative, but SAML is very frequently used in the enterprise. We see from my previous demo, I had logged in already, so the session is still available and open here. But we see that the SAML result was successful. In the previous demo, we looked at stepping through each of the legs and the exchanges that it takes to get the final access token. But we're going to click on call the resource, the external cross-app resource, through Agentgateway. Now, before we do that, let's take a look at the configuration for the gateway. So we have a new backend auth option here for cross-app access. We're specifying the enterprise identity provider, the client that will be used, and the method for authenticating that client to Okta, and the assertion that we expect. So we're doing SAML here. We're expecting a particular assertion. Now on the resource side, we need to specify what are the authorization servers, the token endpoints, and of course the client ID and secret to do the JOT authorization grant exchange. All right. So and then here we're specifying the fact that we're using SAML. So let's go ahead and run the agent gateway, and we see that we have that up and running. And now when we click call the resource by Agentgateway, we're going to send the SAML assertion, and then what we should see is a successful call to the resource that echoes back the access token. So we'll take a look at that. All this mechanical stuff happens in the Agentgateway, exchanges with Keycloak, and we should see a successful call. So let's go ahead and click call the resource by Agentgateway. We see just the response from the resource, so that's good. So made it through. If we take a look at the token that was used to call the resource, it should be an access token because that is what we expect when we successfully complete the ID-JAG exchange. So here we see that although we logged in with SAML on the Okta side, we ended up calling the cross-app resource here with a token that was issued from Keycloak for the correct audience and for the correct scope. Now the scopes and all of that stuff is controlled by the enterprise IDP, as I mentioned also in the previous video. But you can see now that the client's burden has been significantly shifted onto Agentgateway. The client becomes much simpler and only worries about the identity tokens it needs to worry about, and it doesn't even get access to those sensitive credentials that are used to call the resource. So I will have a full write-up of how to reproduce this yourself. So keep a lookout for that, and I appreciate you stopping by this video.